night, dripping wax and chalice black, conjured souls that won't turn back.
Step lightly in your certainty, sit boldly in your doubt. In the palace of tension, I am found. From the Book of Infernal Prayer. Welcome, everyone, to the Brethren of the Morning Star. I'm your host, Magister Cankerworm. One of the perennial spiritual experiences all theistic Satanists experience is occasional doubt. Am I on the right path? They might ask. Are Satan and Lilith truly deities worth worshipping? Is this a phase? Am I just playing pretend? To be fair, all religious people encounter seasons of uncertainty from time to time. This should not be surprising, since the spirit world is typically inaccessible to our everyday consciousness. It only makes sense all seekers would question their faith from time to time. The failure to do so does not suggest an adamantine faith, but a lack of thoughtfulness. Satanists feel this sense of doubt more acutely, I think, because of the minority status of our faith. Knowing that many of your friends, neighbors, and family are hostile to your faith can take a psychological toll. The relief of conformity is real, and so the Diabolist must regularly affirm their religious convictions. In some ways, this is a blessing. It means if you are walking the path, it is because you have made the decision to. The refusal to honestly contend with objections and questions is how fundamentalists deal with doubt, not Satanists. We should face uncertainty with courage, honesty, and humility. Given the recent conversion of a high-profile theistic Satanist back to Christianity, I expect some of us are feeling doubts and misgivings about our own religious convictions. Rather than play the role of the apologist, arguing desperately for you to keep faith, I wanted to make this video to offer a set of queries whereby Satanists can examine their faith in a spirit of sincerity. My hope is that these questions will reaffirm your faith, but if they do the opposite, I suppose I have done you a favor regardless. Query number 1. Has Satanism made your life better? The point of diabolism is self-empowerment, self-knowledge, and authenticity. Better is not a squishy term. It has objective meaning. Genuinely ask yourself, has walking this path given you more vitality for engaging life? Does Satan inspire you to set goals? Are you achieving these goals? If you fail, have you thereby learned an important lesson? Has your faith expanded your horizons of what you are and what life is and what you can achieve in it? I don't think you necessarily need to answer all of the above in a full-throated affirmative. If you entered this faith with a lot of delusions about yourself or reality, Lilith's gift will often as not be disabusing you of them. Our faith is often hard. We need to face up to that. However, just as regularly lifting heavy weights strengthens the body, so the devil's path should strengthen the entirety of our own being. If there aren't specific aspects of your life that you can point to and say, here is where hell made my life better, then perhaps you have good reason to doubt your religion. Query number 2. Has the efficacy of your magic increased? Lucifer and Lilith are gods of magic. One of Lilith's titles is Aradia, Queen of Witches. And who other than Satan has a better claim to the title Witch Father? Now, by efficacy, I do not mean your subjective experience of ceremony becomes more potent or trippy. The critical purpose of magic is to achieve what would otherwise be difficult to grasp, not to have a, quote, experience. One of the harsh lessons any witch or warlock must come to terms with in their practice is that magic is often shockingly mundane. Its effects are generally subtle. From the outside looking in, most magical rituals will seem rather boring. But while the devil and his lady cannot help you achieve what is impossible, your magic should absolutely deliver results. If it isn't, you have every reason to doubt. Query number 3. Do you agree with satanic philosophy? There are certain streams of Satanism, but real Satanism, and yes, I am making a doctrinal claim here, has specific philosophical foundations and ethical commitments. Broadly speaking, These can be stated thus: a commitment to seeking and disseminating knowledge, emphasis on self-cultivation and preservation, skepticism toward group narratives and norms, importance placed on developing one's own moral compass, rejection of altruism for enlightened, rational self-interest, valuing personal liberty and responsibility, affirmation of the world and of life in the here and now, rejection of egalitarianism, use of occult ritual to worship and invoke the powers of hell, positive view of human sexuality and diversity. You do not have to have 100% certainty about all of these points to call yourself a Satanist. In fact, you might outright struggle with some of them. But if you disagree with more of them than you agree with, then you aren't of the devil's party. It would be shameful to try and pretend otherwise. Query number 4. Have you been called? To rephrase this, quoting a Danzig song lyric, do you wear the mark? It is my experience that the people who find a spiritual home in theistic Satanism can look back on their life and see that Satan and Lilith were always a presence in it. Perhaps they were obsessed with witches, demons, dragons, and magic as children. Pictures of the devil or serpents or witchy goddesses always inspired and excited them. If they grew up in a mostly Abrahamic culture, they found the story of the devil inspiring and alluring. If you are a child of the Lord and Lady, their shadow will be noticeable over the span of your life. And even were you to try and flee from them, they will inevitably find a way to call you back. Satan and Lilith do not mind doubt. And while they won't countenance laziness and self-deception, they readily forgive us temporarily falling away because of sincere questioning. Their path is crooked, not straight. Walking it will take you unexpected places. They know this. I hope you find these queries useful. Whether they shore up your faith or dash it even harder against the rocks, they have fulfilled their intended purpose. One of the things that personally sickens me about theologically progressive Christians, Buddhists, Jews, and Muslims is that rather than admit their faith doesn't sync up with their core beliefs, they gaslight themselves into believing some millennia-old conspiracy has perverted their religion. Or they use word games to pretend their scriptures mean the opposite of what a plain reading of the text would suggest. It's merely a happy coincidence that the purified faith they preach matches up with their own moral and philosophical preferences. Some, at least, have the intellectual integrity to admit they are rewriting the faith because they know better than its founders did 2,000 years or more ago. I can respect the honesty in that, but if you have to change the fundamentals of the religion to make it palatable, why not instead find the courage to leave it behind? Don't be like those people. If you find yourself doubting your faith in Satan, Lilith, and the demons of hell, admit it to yourself. Make an honest examination and follow the results to their natural conclusions. To quote once more our book of infernal prayer, disappointment waits for those who deny me, but for those who become what they are, unutterable joy.
Ancient sigils in the ground.